most photographed city in the world. It's impossible to say who New York's best still photographer is. But for sheer adventure in getting his shots, Peter B. Kaplan stands alone. Peter can be found on any given day getting a new angle on New York City. Known as King Kong Kaplan, I can safely say he's New York's top photographer. Look.
Go. Do it, get it out. All right, go.
Peter B. Kaplan is a master at what he calls urban essays. From precarious positions atop buildings like Grand Central Station, he seeks a unique perspective. By mounting his camera on a 27-foot pole and extending it to positions that no human eyes have ever occupied, he produces photos that astonish experts of visual perception. To meet this high-rise photographer, I was sent to the 61st floor of the Chrysler Building. But when I opened the door on an empty room, I suddenly realized the interview was going to be outside.
Mr. Kaplan, what are you doing out there?
Come on out.
I will. All right, here we go. Oh, boy.
Very hesitantly, I let Peter guide me out on the tip of an eagle. The unreal view of the great city below soon produced a strange sense of calm in me.
What is it that you're trying to get shots of?
I realize that most people have this fear of heights, this acrophobia. And, you know, when somebody says their hands sweat when they look at my photographs, I think that's one of the greatest compliments. I like doing that to people. It's not that I want to see them throw up, but it makes them realize what these guys do up here when they're working up here on top of these buildings, repairing them and building them. And the average person hangs out down there. They don't know what goes on up here. They all fear it. They don't know what the workers do up here. I think these guys are the unsung heroes, the untold heroes, actually. And nobody knows what goes on up here.
Well, you mentioned that there's another world up here. What's it like?
Look at it. Space, it's openness, it's, you know, when you're down in the streets of New York, you feel the filth, you see the filth, you smell the filth, you hear the noise, the congestion. Up here, you have wide open wilderness. I mean, it's my urban wilderness, is what I call it.
Peter's wilderness includes construction projects where he views iron workers as heroic figures and ideal subjects for many of his pictorial essays.
Great. The little yellow cabs are all below you.
Peter and his staff are called Kaplan Skywalkers, but to many of the steelworkers, he's immortalized as King Kong Kaplan. They appreciate his interest, and they respect his sheer nerve in keeping up with them. And over the years, Peter's work has won him a special membership in their exclusive fraternity.
People, you could hear them down below yelling, jump, you know, they wanted to jump.
His main calling card is a notorious photo showing a risque pose atop the World Trade Center entitled Moon Over Manhattan.
One morning we went up there and the whole city was covered with clouds. The only thing that was sticking up was the Empire State and us. And that was one of the most beautiful
that picture's in a magazine?
Yeah, the New York Magazine.
One structure that Peter calls his building is the majestic Empire State, and you never can tell where it'll pop up next.
Really? Where you from? And work over towards your right, so I could see, no, to your right.
In a Peter B. Kaplan cityscape, even a window washer becomes a poetic and heart-stopping image.
That's great. You do that fast. That's nice.
Peter is the preeminent photographer of the Empire State. He has complete access to explore the building, shooting from every conceivable angle, such as on the ice shield, 1,300 feet above ground. Nothing is off limits to Peter B. Kaplan. He's unlocked doors to the loftiest and most exotic sights in New York City. This scaffold was rigged to repair the antenna atop the Chrysler Building. It's the highest such structure ever erected. And naturally, Peter was the first to scale and photograph it. Every move must be measured, not only for Peter's sake, but for the safety of the thousands of people below. Yet Peter's flawless record and years of experience have earned him the respect of city officials and, above all, their permission to let him climb and shoot. But if you've had palpitations about joining Peter up above the city, just try sitting beside us as we rush through traffic to get to a photo session in time for sunset on top of the Brooklyn Bridge.
It's really nice.
By the time we got there, I knew it was too late to back out.
Yeah.
Just come right on in, right?
Satisfied.
To the fly, exactly. What the heck am I doing?
Hundreds of thousands of people cross this bridge each year, but only a few of us ever get to climb it. And on just a 15-inch wide cable, 300 feet in the air. Peter assured me there'd be nothing to fear. Then I asked Peter to assure me of that again, and again, and again. Observing Peter's high safety standards, we were clipped into guide wires with ironworkers' safety belts.
Nothing like a little cheesecake, huh? Yeah, that's great. Now give me the cheesecake one. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, that's way up, that's it. Hi, Mom.
By dusk, we reached the top of the tower, just in time for a spectacular Manhattan sunset.
This is gonna be a really great shot, man. You can see it in that, you see the way the sun's gonna drop in?
Here it comes. Right between the World Trade Centers. See there?
I see it. Okay, Sarah, go ahead and do it.
It was a day and a sunset I'll never forget, thanks to the special vision of Peter B. Kaplan.